You're joining me, Kelly McHugh. I'm the founder and CEO of Digital Yoga Academy if you're new to our community. So today I'm sharing the behind the scenes of multiple six-figure online course launches. Success to all of us means different things, okay? So don't get too hung up on the numbers that I'm sharing. Instead, just think about you having a profitable online course launch and how does that feel? And right now, it might feel massively out of reach. Like you might be wondering how it's possible. And today, in today's session, I'm actually sharing with you the behind the scenes in Digital Yoga Academy in our business and the behind the scenes to actually having multiple six-figure launches. And I want to break it down how possible it is to blow your own mind, okay? I'm sharing the how. So, yeah, blow your own mind. And really, that's what's happened to me, my own personal experience. You know, when this happens or when it has happened in my business, it blows my own mind every single time. So I want to share the how behind having multiple, i.e. more than one, multiple six-figure launches, i.e. bringing in more than 100K in a launch. Now, these numbers may or may not excite you, okay? And we can talk about that in a moment, but the point here is that there's a process and systems that you need in your business in order to scale your operations and lift the ceiling on what's possible in terms of revenue growth. So, you know, how much money you're making ultimately and how much, well, ultimately, how much impact you're making, because money enables you to create more impact in the world. So I'm breaking down this today. I'm breaking down 4 pillars, okay? 4 pillars, and they are mindset, strategy, sales, and support, okay? The 4 pillars, and these are essentials, the essential pieces behind the scenes of multiple six-figure launches. So, you know, you can look at your business and just really, well, when you have these 4 pillars in place, you can look at what you need to tweak and what you need to optimize, I guess, or like bring your more of your focus to in these areas in order to actually improve and grow and scale. So let's go ahead then and just dive straight into pillar number 1. And this is really about mindset. And this is something that I talk about a lot. But there's one particular thing that I really want to focus on today and what I want to share with you guys today. For me personally, this has been about the decision that you make. Okay, it's about you making a decision. And it's really this energetic investment that you bring to your business and the outcomes that you want. Okay, so for me, you know, one thing that I've really held to be true for some time now, for many years, and it's that I decided, that's the key word, decided, I decided that my business is growing and it's thriving. Okay, I decided that's what it is. You know, it's growing, it's thriving, it's profitable. What I wasn't doing was saying to myself, I don't know if this is going to be a success, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach these goals or grow my community that much, or, you know, make that many sales. I didn't say those things. I didn't say those things at all. I decided that my business is growing and thriving, and that's just how it is, right? I made that decision. And really, I embodied it to be true, right? I embodied that to be true. And importantly, because I know it's true, I took the actions to make sure that it was true. So this is really about, you know, when I'm talking about mindset, and I talk about mindset a lot. Most of the time I'm on here talking about your mindset and how important that is. But for this specifically, it's about the decision that you make, and it's the energy behind that decision that you make. So, you know, the mindset that you have about your business and success. And about success that can blow your mind, right? Success that can blow your mind and can feel wild. Having a 6-figure launch is wild, right? It can feel totally wild. And, for some of you listening or tuning in right now, you might be thinking stuff like, this doesn't happen to me. Do not buy that lie, okay? I told myself that same thing when I started out in business. I was like, okay, well, 6 figures in a year, like that's really good. I want to make 6 figures in a year, but a 6-figure launch, can I really do that? It's not possible for me. Like I would see other coaches doing that and tell myself, oh, it's not possible. Yes, you can really do it. Like if you can do it if you decide that you can do it and you decide that it's happening, because deciding is actually more than believing. And what tends to happen, like when we're building our business, especially like in the beginning, all of these things are coming up. Okay, so there's things like fears that we're not good enough, or fears that it might not work. We're dealing with imposter syndrome. We're comparing ourselves to other people. There's overwhelm, frustration, procrastination. All of these things come up, right? It's part of the entrepreneurial journey. These things come up and they stop us from moving forward. And, that is the reason why cultivating your mindset is so, so important. Like without it, we struggle, don't we? If we don't work on our mindset, if we think that just the strategies are going to help us to move forward, we will struggle, we will stay stuck, and the journey and progress is slow. So, when we start to bring our focus on our mindset, and we also decide that that's a really important part of growing our business, and we actually, focus on it, self-belief increases. We start to believe more in ourselves, and we start to believe that it could be possible for us. And, when we do that, when we have that belief, then we can stop worrying and feeling overwhelmed and procrastinating and all of that. And instead we can start focusing our energy on serving, right? And showing up and being there, like being visible for our communities. And you can't do that. Like you can't be there for your community if all of your energy is being used up with these fears and stresses and worries that we create for ourselves, right? So self-belief is important, but what's essential and more important is actually making a decision. When we make a decision that this is happening, we can park all of those fears and resistance to the side. So we no longer need to give that any energy, because, we've decided that this is happening, that our business is growing, is successful and thriving, and the energy that we're bringing helps us to move forward. We trust that it's happening, we trust that it's coming, and we trust in the possibilities. And from my own personal experience, when I let go and trusted that success was inevitable, that it was part of my path and it was coming, and I fully believed this, the results started to come with ease. Truly. There was a correlation, a big correlation. The results came with ease. And now, like 5 years in, and with multiple launches under my belt, many of those being multiple six-figure launches, like if I can do this, you can do this too. And I'll come back to the numbers now. I said we would talk about it, but perhaps those numbers don't light you up, right? Perhaps you're not here to have a 6-figure launch, and that's okay as well, guys. Like you create your own goals and your own revenue goals, and where you want to, the level that you want to take your business to. What's important is having a goal, right? If you don't have a goal, What are you working towards? You know, have a goal, have a number, know what your number is, and then take the steps and use the strategies and have the mindset that you need to get to that number. That's the most important thing. So, you know, you can do this too. That's the point here. Like, if I can do this, if I can reach my financial goal, my revenue goal, you can reach your revenue goal as well. And, you know, if you have a knowledge or a strategy gap, you can fill that gap. Right? You can get support from someone who does have the strategy. If you have a mindset gap, again, you can get support so that you have accountability to keep moving forward. Anytime we have a gap, we can fill that gap. So remember that we all start from zero. I started at zero. My first launch, online course launch, was a big fat zero. The second was 30K. Then I knew I was onto something. Okay, $30,000 on the second launch. The third, 60K. So I doubled my sales, and it went on and on from there. You know, I never gave up, and I had a process and a framework that was working. Of course, you know, I learned more with each launch. That's what happens. That's, you know, it's inevitable. You learn the more you do. And I refined and I optimized, but I persisted and I was consistent. And they are qualities that are not unique to me. You can be persistent, you can be consistent. And, you know, when you're coming from a place of service, persistence and consistency is an easier ride, isn't it? You know, when you're coming from a place of purpose and when you really tap into your purpose and what you're passionate about, then you can wake up every day, you know, excited about your business because you've already decided that it's growing and it's thriving. So, you know, everything that we need to know is available to us. You know, you can learn how to grow your community online. You can learn about marketing. You can learn what it takes to actually launch a course successfully. You can do all of those things. All of the information that we need in the world and for anything in our lives is available to us. So, you know, doing this, building an online yoga business that's profitable, having profitable online course launches, whether they're 10K launches or six-figure launches, whatever the number is that you are aiming for, like, it's all possible for you. And I want you to believe that and to be in the energy of having already decided it. Yeah, already decided that this is possible for you. So I would love for all of you who are tuning in today to journal on this. Okay, so a little kind of exercise for you, but I would love for you to journal on what does it mean to be in the energy of making or of, you know, having a profitable online course launch, and to be in the energy of making the decision that it's already happened. Yeah, that this is happening, your success is inevitable. What does that feel like? What do you have to let go of? And how are you now showing up to be in that energy of already deciding that your business is thriving and growing? So that's a little kind of exercise for you to take away from today. So how are you showing up, being in this energy now? Like, what does that look like for you? Okay, so let's move on to the second pillar. The second pillar is strategy. So really, I want to keep this simple, okay? Because I'm not going to talk about all of the marketing strategies that are available to us or that we've used here at Digital Yoga Academy. I want to give you a bird's eye view of how essential it is for you to grow and nurture your community. Because, you know, think of it this way. So think of your own behavior here. How often will you enroll in an online course with a teacher that you've just met for the very first time, or that you've just been scrolling on Instagram and you've seen their ad? for the very first time, you've come across this teacher and they're selling an online course. How likely are you to enroll in that online course? Because in 99% of cases, it doesn't quite work like that. It's more true that you will, perhaps follow them, go and follow them first, let's say. If you're interested in what they're offering, you'll go and follow them first. You might start watching their stories. You'll perhaps sign up to a freebie that they have to offer. You'll read their emails. You'll come and join them on their lives, or you'll join their Facebook group. But you'll spend time getting to know, like, and trust them first. Like, you'll start to kind of suss them out, I guess, and to see if you connect with them first before you consider working with them and before you consider paying them money. So just think about your own behavior. Really, always think about your own behavior when you are thinking about strategies to use in your business and how you're interacting with your students, your community. Switch it and think about your own behavior when you're in someone's community and how you engage with those people. So the strategy is that first you need to focus on growing and nurturing your community. And that's it, really, So if we go back to the first pillar around mindset, and, I was talking about the energy that you embody, and I was talking about the decision that you make in your business, that your business is growing and is thriving. And, having already decided that your success is a given. Well, now when we look at the strategy, and your strategy is about showing up, right? Essentially, it's about being visible and focusing on serving your community. And quite often what happens is we don't see the value of that. The stuff where we're doing the lives and we're showing up and we're educating and we're creating content, essentially, we don't see the monetary value of it because the return can be later down the line, right? So it can be a longer return on our investment. However, it's a return on your investment, and it should be an essential part of your business because ultimately your business won't grow without that content that you're creating. So when you've already made the decision and you've decided that your business is growing and is thriving, and your strategy is to show up and to be visible and to focus on serving your community, like regardless of whether people are spending money with you right this moment or joining your email list right this moment. It might take a little while of them being, following you on social before they decide to go and sign up for your freebie. So we have to always be thinking about this. And, I know from personal experience, I've had teachers that have come into my programs and they've been in my community for like 3 years before they've actually come into my program. And so everybody is on their own journey. We have to remember this as well, guys. Like, your students are on their own journey and they're not all at the same stage. Everybody's at a different stage. Like, for instance, for you guys here, some of you will be completely new to teaching yoga or completely new to taking your business online. Some of you will have been growing your community for a while, you've been doing the Zoom classes, and now you're ready to create something higher value. Some of you will have been doing this for a long time. You've been running retreats, maybe you've been doing teacher trainings, you're really looking at scaling your business. So all of you are on different paths, different parts of your journey, and it's the same applies with your students as well. So never underestimate the power of your content and what you're putting out there. And I think when we focus on serving and supporting and helping, the energy that we're putting out is different, and it's also met differently as well. Like, it's welcomed, and that energy is really how you connect authentically, with your people. So the strategy to, reach these multiple six-figure launches, which I've been talking about today, it's about how you grow, and by sharing content consistently. You grow by having a freebie that you exchange for people's email addresses. You grow by working with, partners and collaborating with people in your space, in your niche space, to extend your reach. You grow by being visible and showing up. That is your strategy. That is the strategy. So if I go back to the last launch, which was a multiple six-figure launch for the Profitable Yoga Teacher back in October last year, my strategy was to show up and grow my community with an online summit. Okay, so we had a virtual summit that many of you guys joined, and we had over 6,000 teachers from all over the world sign up for the summit. I personally collaborated with lots of teachers and other coaches in the summit to extend our reach. I invested money on ads. I knew that what I was investing, my time and money investment, was coming back to me. Because remember, going back to pillar number 1, I've decided that my success is inevitable. And at the end of the summit, we opened enrollment for the program, and I had actually already decided that 100 teachers were going to join. I'd already put that number on my whiteboard and shared it with my team. That was the number we were going for. So making that decision meant that I fully showed up during the summit and during the launch process, and I really gave it my all because I'd already decided that it was happening. 110 teachers joined the program back in November. We started in November. So 110 teachers joined. And I think that just kind of gives you a bird's eye view of the strategy that we use here for launching our programs here at Digital Yoga Academy. And it really does focus on first growing your community. Like, that is super, super key, but also nurturing those relationships. And then it brings us on to pillar number 3, which is about the sales. Okay, so it's not enough to, open enrollment and send some emails out and then call it a launch. You need to connect with your people. And not only that, you want to empower them to feel good about making the decision to join your course. So this isn't about twisting someone's arm to get them through the door. What I know from experience is that the main objection that people will have coming into your course is their own self-belief. They want to do this, but they have a fear that they can't do it, or they fear that the results that your course is promising is something that they won't be able to achieve. So the key thing here is that they want to do it. If they want to do it, that's the difference. Like, when you have a student who wants to do it, but they just have self-doubt, and that's what's holding them back, you need to show up as a leader, and you need to show up owning your space and being 100% sold on what you have to offer and the results that you can provide. Okay, so this is helping them. This is you supporting them with making their decision and giving them all the information that they need so that they can make the right decision for them. And that's important. Like I said, we're not twisting people's arms or forcing people to come into our course. You want the right people inside your course. You want the people who are going to get to the finish line, who are committed, who really want to do this, who want to get the results that you're offering. And your job is to simply support people and to show them that you're going to help them to get those results. So remember that, like, self-doubt, it isn't a good enough reason to not go for your dreams, okay? And I'm talking about your students here. It's not a good enough reason for them to not go for the results that they want to achieve. And you can support them with self-doubt, right? You can support them with coaching and mindset work and the tools that you're going to provide to them and share with them inside your course. So, this is where the sales part is key, because you need to be able to show up and support them in that sales process. So if you just open your doors to enrollment and then you send an email out and then you sit back waiting for the sales to come in, you are missing an opportunity. You're missing a huge opportunity, not just to make sales, but you're missing a huge opportunity to impact people's lives, to impact the lives of your students who could come into your online course and achieve that result that they really want, that they wouldn't be able to do on their own, that they wouldn't be able to do without your online course. So the sales part is key, is absolutely key. And, you know, for those of you that have been in programs with me, you'll know that we have these conversations. Like, we have these conversations on the phone, we have them in Messenger, we have these conversations. And this is why I can say to you today from experience, the number one objection is simply self-belief. So that's your opportunity to show up, to really show up and support people to make that decision. So lastly, the fourth pillar, and I've touched on this a little bit already today, but the fourth pillar is that you can get support from a coach or a mentor or a program to provide you with the strategies that you need in order to have your own profitable online course launch. Like, there's knowledge available and there's support available to make that happen. But another area of support is people, okay? And I couldn't talk about our multiple six-figure launches here at DYA without talking about my incredible team. So as your business grows, you will need support from a team. You're going to need help. You know, in the beginning, you might hire some freelancers. You might hire a VA, a virtual assistant, to help you out with specific tasks. And definitely the students or the teachers who have been going through the Profitable Yoga Teacher program have been doing that. They've been seeking out the support from VAs to help them a few hours a week with some specific tasks. And, you know, if you are serious about growing a profitable online yoga business, you're not going to be able to do it all on your own. Okay, you're going to need the help of a reliable team, or maybe just one person at the beginning, as I said, but you will need people around you that you can trust. And that means making sure that the people you rely on have knowledge and skills that they need in order to be able to do what you need them to do. Okay, so what happens is we hold ourselves back. And again, from personal experience, you know, I was definitely running my business on my own for far too long. Receiving support has been one of my greatest challenges, and perhaps you can relate to that. And I think the reason is because of the dominant stories and the beliefs that we have that, you know, or the beliefs of, I can figure this out on my own. You know, I can do this on my own. Oh, it's just a small task. It won't take me long. Or I can figure all this out on my own because up until now, that's exactly what I've been doing. And yes, up until now, that is exactly what you've been doing, but it only gets you so far. Okay, and I can tell you now that it won't get you to the next level. It won't get you to the next stage. And each time that you level up in your business, you'll get to this little bottleneck where you find that all of a sudden you're doing too much again and you need more support to get to the next level. That's what tends to happen. So in fact, it's just happening again with me. It happens at each level. It's happening with me right now. So I've just brought some new team members on. So, you know, this is about growing, isn't it? And if you've decided that you're growing and that you're profitable and you're thriving, there will become a time where you will also need to open up to receiving support and bring some knowledgeable people into your business to support you. So it's all possible. Everything that I've talked about today is totally possible for you. You know, if I can do this, so can you. You simply need to give yourself permission to be bold and to be brave and to stop capping the potential that you have. Stop capping your potential with the fears and resistance, and to stop telling yourself that this isn't working. Because, you know, if you keep telling yourself that, or if you keep saying, well, I've tried this and I did some stories once and it didn't work, so I'm not going to do that again because it didn't work that one time. You know, if you tell yourself those things, it's never going to work. You have to be persistent with this. You have to be consistent. Those two words go hand in hand. You know, every successful and profitable, thriving business owner has only got to that point because they tried things 100 times that didn't work. You know, there is no such thing as an overnight success, guys. No such thing at all. So just give yourself permission, like decide today and move from, you know, move from just believing to knowing that this is happening, like to deciding that this is happening for you. Yeah? Not just knowing it, but actually, not just believing it, but knowing it. And, you know, any of those fears that you have, it's time to park them. Like, fears will always come up. New fears will come up. You know, they're kind of just like recycled as you go along. Different things will come up as you grow. But the fears that are holding you back right now, it's time to park them and to believe and to know and to decide that you are here to create impact in the world. That's exactly why you're here. That is exactly why you're here. It is. So it's time to really show up as the leader that you really are and focus on serving your community. Focus on being visible. Focus on attracting people with your content, that non-negotiable in your business. Focus on nurturing relationships. Focus on all of that. Focus on being authentic and showing up as you and having this real supportive human-to-human sales process when you open the doors to your amazing online course. So we are here to support you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Come and join us. Profitable Launches Live. It's happening. I'm sure you've heard about it already. A few hundred of you have already signed up. It's happening 1st to the 3rd of June. It's your opportunity to get a free seat now before the price goes up to $97. Head to the link in the bio to sign up for that. And here in the group, we'll share the link in the group as well. This is your opportunity to understand more and to learn more about you launching your very own first profitable online yoga course. Okay, I want that for you. And if you are intrigued, you want to learn more about it, come and join us in this free event. I'm so excited about this. It's not just me. So I will be running a masterclass every single day, but also our incredible coaches from the Profitable Yoga Teacher program. So we've got Christina, Mackenzie, and Hannah. They will also be delivering masterclasses throughout the 3 days as well. So one a day from those lovely expert coaches who are also here to support you with social, paid ads, and copywriting. Okay, so we're going to be covering lots for you in Profitable Launches Live. I really hope that you will come and join us. And yeah, that's it from me today. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in and learning about the behind the scenes from our profitable online launches. Remember, guys, we didn't start we started at zero. Okay, we started at zero. You may be starting at zero as well. It's all possible for you. Okay, sending you so much love. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.